Lazy developers are the best developers. Not because we don't work, but because we automate stuff no one wants to do. If your frontend talks to an API, you've probably found yourself copy-pasting models and routes between projects, sometimes across different languages. Thankfully, there is a way to escape reality, and it's called automatic route generation. I will show you how to set it up and use it in Angular. To get started, you need two things: a swagger.json or YAML file and a working Angular project. To get started, install ng-openapi-gen as a global dependency. Copy the Swagger document to the root of your project. This time I will use an old-fashioned swagger.json. To generate API routes, create an npm script with the command ng-openapi-gen. For input, add your Swagger document. For output, specify a path in your application. There are so many other options, so I link them in the description below. To generate the routes, type npm run generate. This will generate a bunch of models and services that you can use across your project. I use standalone components, so I have to generate a new module called API Provider to initialize the generated APIs. In the API Provider, import the API module. Use for root and use the root URL option to provide your backend's address. Then in the Provider section, call provide HTTP client. To use a generated API, import the API Provider module, then inject the generated service for the controller you want to use. As an example, I will use ng-openapi-gen to call the API. I will use first value from RxJS to convert the observable to a promise. This way I can await the result and use it how I want. We are done with the initial setup, but there are a few customizations that can be handy in a real project. Using the service suffix for the APIs is a bit misleading. With the service suffix option, we can change it to API. This way, I will get book API instead of book service. When developing the server and the frontend at the same time, I like to serve my Swagger file directly from the backend, so I don't have to copy-paste it every time I make a change. You can achieve this by setting the Swagger URL as the input source instead of a static file. If you are working over HTTPS, you may run into SSL cert errors. To bypass them, you can set this special environment variable to 0.